Yes, and welcome. There's no intro. There's nothing. I'm having a real talk about Tottenham today. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe and do all that. Look, I want to really have a real serious conversation about Tottenham Hotspur and the state of this football club. You will probably notice on my channel, where you didn't notice, I didn't put my 10-minute reaction video after the game, because I'm really starting to get numb to Tottenham. And this is kind of I've had some time to reflect on what's happening at this football club and what's happening, because all I've seen from Tottenham and Tottenham fans is you've got real polars, opposites, right? You've got some that are super, doesn't matter what Ange does, he will never be wrong. I've seen tweets from people that have been sending group chats going, are you taking the absolute piss out of us? Not everyone's just flip-flopping and sitting on the fence. Fuck it, it's ridiculous, right? Look, but we've also got ones that will do anything for this manager to be sacked no matter what. And I don't care. I'm in that camp. This manager is fucking awful. And it isn't because we lost to Arsenal. It's because we've lost to Brighton, Bournemouth, Ipswich, Palace. Do I need to say it any more? This manager is useless. The warning signs came out last season when we played Chelsea. What I would say the first red flag of this manager, the first red flag was that high line against Chelsea. I remember doing the watch along on it. And I went, this is suicide. What is this guy doing? But it was early on. It was the first real hiccup at Tottenham. And at the time, I gave a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. It happened again and again and again. Losses. We're in form. Do you know what's terrifying? In the last 5 games of football, do you know where we are in the form table, guys? Do you know where we are in the form table? 19th. Only Leicester City have a worse run than us. Not even Southampton. Southampton have got the same. We're on the same level of form as Southampton, who have got 1 point. Only Leicester City have lost the last 5 games in a row. Spurs have lost 4, drawn 1. 1 point in 15. But I can go on. Last 10 games. 16th in the form table. 10 games. That's a quarter of a season. 10 games. And we are in absolute shambles. We're currently sat 14th in the league. Equal on points with Crystal Palace, who are in 15th. I'm not even afraid to say it. We have the worst manager in the Premier League, and it's not even close. I would have the new Southampton manager, Igor Juric. I'd have him in. I'd have Ruud van Nistelrooy at Leicester. I'd have Vitor Pereira at Wolves. I'd have McKenna at Ipswich. Glasner at Palace. I'd have Graham Potter, who's at West Ham. Amorim at Man United. I just don't understand it, right? I don't understand where the level is at the standards of this football club is. And the thing is all you hear is he hasn't been back. Hang on a minute. Whoa. Agreed. To win a title. Ange hasn't been backed for the quality to win a title. I agree. No one will dispute that with me. Has he been backed enough to be in the top 8? Yeah. A good, competent manager takes this team to anywhere in the regions of 4th and 8th, right? A competent manager puts us in that conversation. A very good manager gets us into the higher echelons in the 3rd and 4th. A competent manager gets us 5th or 6th. We are the 5th or 6th best team in the league. With injuries, and we'll be talking about injuries, the absolute nonsense that is injuries. I'm genuinely at a stage, right, with this football club that I'm so emotionless about Tottenham now that I really don't even care. I don't care if we win against Everton on the weekend. Great, okay, cool. We're a lucky team that we're good enough not to get relegated because we're in relegation form. But we're the sort of team that will pluck a couple of wins and it will save us because we're not going to go and lose 15 games in a row. I wouldn't trust us though. Do you know what I've done the maths on it all? Just to get on the points that we got on last season, we have to win 14 of the last 17 games. Finished 5th last season. Credit to Postecoglou. Finished 5th. I said we'd finish around 5th or 6th last season, and we did. He needs 14 wins out of the last 17. 14. And that's just a level on points where we were last season. 66 points. We're sat with 24 after 21 games. 24 points. We're not, again, no disrespect to these clubs. We're not Crystal Palace. We're not Wolves. We're not Leicester. We're not Ipswich. We're not Everton. I'll be honest. I don't get it, right? What spell does Ange have on Tottenham fans? I would get it, right, if this was Pochettino. If this was Maurizio Pochettino, if this was Maurizio Pochettino, who was languishing in this period, by the way, when he got sacked, not as far down, by the way, and he got booted out of the club. And this was a manager that wholesale was loved by our fan base. I'd even, we sacked the likes of Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte for far less than what this manager has done. But this is the manager we have to get behind. Because all the reports are coming out. This man's job is safe. How Spursy, and I know there's people that don't like it. I don't care. We're Spursy. The reason for Spursy is because of the way we act. How Spursy is it for Tottenham Hotspur to back Ange Postecoglou? This man is languishing us in the realms of absolute mess. Absolute mess. And what happens? What changes? It's just ridiculous. It is absolutely wholesalely ridiculous how this manager has gotten away so scot-free in a sense. It's not his fault. You hear the stuff. It's the players. I'll get over. I had someone on my new TikTok page. Go check out the TikTok page. It's brilliant. It's just all me just chatting about football. I love it. And I talk about all sorts of football, not just Tottenham. But someone had the audacity to sound there, we've got a defence as bad as Southampton's. No, we don't. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? Do you know who Southampton's back four was last night against Man United? Last night, Southampton's back four was, well, it was a back five in a sense. Sugawara, James Bree, Jan Bednarek, Harwood Bellis, and Kyle Walker-Peters in a back five. Even with the injuries that we have, we've got international in Pedro Porro, international in Radu Dragusin, a player that is being branded as the best thing since sliced bread, Archie Gray, who is getting a lot better. Jed Spence, who's probably arguably our best defender at the moment. So we can talk about how no one in our fan base would have taken Sugawara at right wing back, would have taken James Bree, who's a right back now playing at centre half, Bednarek, Harwood Bellis. Imagine if we'd signed Harwood Bellis, we'd have people going, there you go, Daniel Levy signing. So people were saying it about Kyle Walker-Peters as well. So First of all, mentally nonsense, pure and utter nonsense. Angie's gotten away with it because of our poor managing at this football club. The poor managing of this football club, Angie's getting away with it. As I always say, two things can be wrong at the same time. Daniel Levy being a problem at this football club doesn't justify him retaining this manager. It is now on Daniel Levy, by the way, if we keep this guy. Everyone that sits there and wants this guy to stay, you're allowing Daniel Levy to have an absolute rubbish manager and not do his job as an advocate and chairman of our football club. So they may own it, but it is our club, because when that chairman leaves, when these owners leave, they will at some point. They're not going to be here forever. They will go at some point. This manager, these players, the staff at the club, they'll be gone at some point, but we'll still be here. We'll still be here supporting the team, whether it's watching it on telly, going to the stadium to watch it, going down to the local pubs to watch the game. We'll still be there. These lot are custodians of our football club. The players, the managers, the backroom staff, the board, the chairman, the owners. They're custodians of our football club. And this isn't me being arrogant. This football club should not be sat 14th in the league. It's unacceptable. And as I say at the start of this video, this had nothing to do with us losing to Arsenal. But this is the fact that we've lost 11 football matches in 21 games. We lost 12 games last season. 12. We lose to Everton, and we've matched that in the space of 4 months or whatever it is. October, November, December, 5 months. 5 months we could have matched what we did last season in defeats. When does it end, Robbie? Remember that catchphrase. When does it end? We are just an absolute shambles right now. A shambles. The way we operate, the way this manager, by the way, tactically disgraceful. I've never seen anyone defend as bad as we do. And people will blame players because that's always the go-to. I hear all the time it's James Maddison's fault all the time. Of course. Let's blame probably our most creative football player for the reasons why we're not winning games of football. Yeah, that's the reason. Wake up, people. We blame the likes of Porro, who I think has been absolutely disgraceful recently. But I'm not even going to blame him because he's asked to play into the middle all the time. I've never seen a right back so out of position. It's unbelievable. Any left-sided player that is playing against Tottenham are going, lovely day here. Unbelievable. I can't wait because their right back's going to be playing centre midfield at some point, and we're going to have the whole reign on that left-hand side on their end. Dwight McNeil's going to be sitting there going, I'm excited for the weekend. So, as I said, this has nothing to do with the defeat. This is just a rant because I'm furious. But I'm unequivocally don't care as well is the other reason. I don't even care anymore. And what a damning indictment of a football fan that doesn't care. Because I don't. What's there to care about? Fans turn up, spend hard-earned money to watch us get battered every week, by the way. Hard-earned money. Tamworth would have been the reason he gets sacked. To not beat Tamworth, a non-league side, in 90 minutes, sackable offence. But there's always an excuse, isn't there? There's always an excuse. Oh, players are crap. Yeah. Average players. Right. Cool. Weren't what you lot were saying in the summer, though, were you? It's the same ones that were talking about we've got a better squad than Arsenal. Our 11, if all fit, every game, every blah, 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 we're winning the league. One, no team goes without injuries all season. That isn't a thing. Injuries happen to every football club, get over yourselves. And to not equivocate injuries into your predictions is delusional. Go back and look at some of people's pre-season predictions. The same people now that are double downing, triple downing, quadruple downing on this manager. You lot were saying that we were going to be Ange will cook in his second season. We will be back in the Champions League with this lot. We've signed the best young players in world football. Look how that's worked out. Now those same people are now double downing on everything. On everything. I'll read you a quote. I'll read you a tweet that was sent to me. For me, this just sums up absolutely everything. This sums up everything about how these fans sum everything up. And I'm not going to mention the name of who said it. I'm not fully convinced that Ange will turn this around. So you're saying he's shit. Fair. Whether that's through his own faults or the club's. So he won't be successful. You've said that. You don't believe in this manager. Paragraph 1. Let's go paragraph 2. But this is the best part of it all. I'm fully convinced that if Ange does turn it around, the rewards will be reaped. We will reap. I'll read that again. The rewards we reap will be special. That's why I'm Ange until the very end. It's great, isn't it? I could cover all bases. I can't stand this manager. But if he wins everything for the rest of the season, I will love this manager. I'm not a hypocrite. If I get it wrong and this manager turns it around, he won't. But if he does, I'll stand on here and go, I got it wrong about this guy. He's learned, he's changed it. But we've had 18 months of evidence about this manager where 2 or 3 of those months he was very good. The start. This man lives off 10 games. And I'll explain how. And this is another one. Love these. Again, not mentioning names, but hear me out. This was in reply to that first one. Correct. The rewards are massive. If we stick with him and it works, which I think it will once he has a fully fit squad. Hang on, I'll break that myth. We were losing games with a fully fit squad. What are you waffling about? We were losing games to Ipswich with our fully fit squad. What are you on about? Part 2. Next paragraph. Plays great football. No, he doesn't. That's just a lie. No, he doesn't. I watch our football and we're shit. And we have beaten the best teams, even with a half-fit squad. So we've beaten better teams. I agree. We beat Man City twice. Man United twice. We beat Liverpool, Aston Villa. That's not my issue. My issues is we've lost to Crystal Palace, Brighton, Bournemouth. Not beaten Wolves. Not beaten Leicester. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? But anyway, we carry on. We lack consistency. No shit, Sherlock. But that's because we have a half-fit squad. So this is it. This is how these people double down on stuff. We've beaten some of the best teams with a half-fit squad. But we're not being consistent with a half-fit squad. Which is it? Make your fucking minds up. Paragraph 3. Still going well in 3 cups. Okay? Which is it? We've got to go to Anfield. Let's wait until that game happens before we start judging that. He must be given the season to see how we do. So if he relegates us this season, so if we basically lose the next 10 games, hypothetically, 31 games in and we are now languishing in 17th, you wouldn't sack him because he's got to see the season out. Nah, that's not how football works, mate. And backed properly this month, not personally, do not give this guy another fucking penny. In back this month and the summer. So he's saying we should wait until the summer to judge it, but he should be backed in the summer. Makes no sense, sorry. And the last one. If he continues into the first 10 games of next season, if he has been backed, then so be it. I will agree he needs to go. Wow. What a way to cover every single base to never be wrong. These people will never be wrong because they cover every single base. Every single one. What is going on at this football club and our fan base? I will sit here and say, I want this manager gone. If he gets it right and miraculously, and we go and win the next 15 games in a row, and he does that, I will sit here and say I got it wrong. But do you know what? These people won't say they got it wrong, because what they've done is they've intertwined everything. So if for example, Ange turns it around, this guy will say, well, there you go, told you so. And if he gets sacked, he'll say, well, I didn't think he was good enough anyway. Flip-flopping everywhere. Flip-floppers. Have your point and stick by it. If you're wrong, hold your hands up. Because I can tell you that people like me, and there's others, I don't even need to mention names, you know who I'm talking about. People like me that do not want this manager at this football club will sit there and say with our chest, how, like the kids say, and I'll say it to you. And if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up. It's funny, when these people are all wrong every year, oh, this play is sensational. Look at some of the thumbnails and some of the creators within this fan base. The game changer for Tamworth. Oh, piss off. We should have been playing an academy squad against Tamworth and beating them. Let's be real with it. Talking about Kulizeski coming off the bench and changing the game. Dear oh dear, get a grip. I'm just so wound up because this football club doesn't do what's right. It never has done anything right for this football club. And all we are is a shill, a PR stunt. Everything we do is to produce good public relations. You're telling me all the Squid Game and the French patisserie and all of the Heung-min Son kind of the signing of Yang Hyun-mik, I forgot how to say his name, sorry I butchered it. You're telling me that wasn't PR to produce for the for Son getting a new contract so we can keep that Korean market? Mental. We're a business. And as Brian Daigle, my mate Brian Daigle, big up to him. We're a business. It's all we are. We're not a football club. We don't operate like a football club. And I get his position. If you're going to back the manager. Fine, I've got no issues. But he's crap. But when it goes wrong, hold your hands up and say you got it wrong. Don't divert onto it. If you, as I always say, and I stand by this, if you change your opinion so much, you can never be wrong. Because you say everything, you will always be right. A broken clock is right twice a day. That's what a lot of these fans are. They're broken clocks. They cover everything. They can say absolutely everything. At least one thing will be right, won't it? Where do we go? As a fan base, where do we go from here? I've lost all care. I've lost all willing. I used to back in the day, like, I'll give you a little bit. I know this has been going for a long while. I didn't think I'd be recording for this long, but it's just a passionate response to it all, really. When back in the day, I used to love going to football. It was my escape. My week was surrounded about where I was going to be on the Saturday or the Sunday, or how I'd get out of work early to go to a Champions League or a Europa League match, either at Wembley or at the new stadium, or even when it was at White Hart Lane. And my working week was built around, we're going to football. If we're going on the Sunday, we're going on the Sunday. If we're going on the Saturday, we're going on the Saturday. And my week was built around where I was going. I stand by this. I will never step foot in that stadium at the moment until something changes. This football club is rotten. This manager is living off 10 games and living off a cup run. Great, okay. If we get beaten by Liverpool, where do we go from here? I'm just lost, really. I think it's the fair point. I'm lost. I'm lost about this manager. I'm lost about these fans. I'm lost massive about these owners because he doesn't get out of it. Daniel Levy has ruined our football club. Ruined it. As a football club. As a business, he's run it brilliantly. He's ruined it as a football club. He don't care. And I stand by it. Where we used to be crying out for Champions League money, you don't need it anymore. We have business deals coming out of our backside. So as long as we stay in the league, you don't give a shit. The stadium is more relevant to these owners than the football team. And on that note, that's the damning indictment. Ange out, Levy out, Tottenham out at this point. Thank you all for watching. There's no intro again. There was no outro. This was raw. I'm just fuming as it is what it is. Peace out, guys. Enjoy your Friday. Have a good weekend. Everton on the weekend. We have to win. Every game is a must-win now to the end of the season. Whatever tournament we're in. If it's the Europa League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Premier League. I'll leave it at that. Bye, guys. Chill. Bye.